So, welcome everybody to the team call, Coaching Coffee, on November 12th. Oh my goodness, it's already the 12th. A couple things to think about this week. A Little Obsessed is streaming again this week, so you have another chance to do those workouts before they end up going. Girly Gains kicks off again on the 13th, so tomorrow, Monday, for those of you who aren't in the health bet, or if you have people that you are inviting to challenge groups, you can either toss them in the Girly Gains group or your personally sponsored challenge group as well. On top of that, I hope you guys are registered for November to Remember, or Remember to November. November to Remember. I don't think you want to remember November. But if you guys are registered for that, if you personally lock in Success Club 5, you get that Team Beachbody hat, which, like, they're actually really, really cute. And I love my other one that we got on Team Cup a few years ago. They were like the Canadian ones. Those ones were really cool. So they don't like cheap out on Success Club prizes. So that is the prize if you lock in Success Club 5 this month. And then if both of you lock in, Success Club, like if you have a cumulative points of Success Club 15, and you are the top 5 Success Club earners in Canada, you have a chance to win like $1,000. They're going to give each team $2,000. So one gets 1,000, one gets 1,000. Unless you guys want to be like really weird and split it, but I think you would go 1,000 and 1,000 to each other. So that's something that's really cool. And you guys might be like, oh, like I couldn't do that. You definitely can. It's crazy. Like our team is like one of the top teams in Canada. We can easily do this. So you just have to go out, invite people. And it was really cool yesterday seeing how many people got out of their comfort zones and started inviting and saw traction. So that was like super, super cool. I'm going to mute all, and then basically we are going to hear from the lovely brand new Diamond coach, Samantha Curtin, who is going to chit chat about turning challengers into coaches. I think I finally got that title right. Super excited to have her talk. So I'm going to mute myself, and then Sam, you can take it away.
Right. Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I know it's early, especially on a Sunday when you really want to sleep in. But yeah, when Britt asked about what I wanted to speak about, she kind of gave me some options because I was like, I don't know what people want to hear about from me. So, and this one kind of made the most sense because ironically, like my story here first is I was never a challenger first. I kind of just messaged Brittany one day out of the blue, and I was like, hey, Britt, I want to do what you do. What's this coaching thing? And within that, like, couple hours, boom, I was a coach. And, like, the next day posting, like, right into it. So, yeah, it was weird. Like, it was, like, looking as a coach now, I'm like, whew, I wish that happened more often. But, so, yeah, that was my experience. And the reason why I became a coach was just for the accountability of it, because I was like, I've started and stopped like a million things before, and I figured just by watching Brittany, the only way to actually like commit to it was if I like the public display of accountability kind of thing. Like if I said I was in this, then I'd have to stay in it. So that was kind of my story. So it was kind of an eye opener, or like different for me when I started coaching, and I was like, oh, people aren't just like messaging me to be a coach. Like, what's happening here? Like, how come no one wants to be a coach with me? Because from my experience, it was totally different, right? Like I wanted to coach right off the bat. So it took me a little bit to figure out how to approach people about coaching because I wasn't familiar with it personally. What I have found is that like we want our challengers to get the very best results that they can get. So that means running kick-ass challenge groups, first of all. And then in our challenge groups, we have to start to recognize like who are your rock star challengers. And those are the people who are like encouraging others, they're motivating others, they're posting like their own posts, not just like commenting on yours, but they're also commenting on yours too. And say somebody posts in your group a challenge they're having or a question, this is that challenger that's like all over it, right? So as the month goes on, you have a list of your challengers who are engaged, who are commenting, who are posting, and those are the people that you're going to kind of drop little hints to. And I'll send them messages to, just be like, hey, like, by the way, like, way to be super like motivating and encouraging this month. And in my groups, we have a challenger of the month as well. So at the start of the month, I always say, like, to the challenger who is posting and commenting, like, you get a prize at the end. And that's another way to keep those challengers who want to kind of rise above and be active, another incentive to keep doing it throughout the month. So yeah, we keep an eye out for our rockstar challengers, help them get results. And ultimately, when you become a coach, you're just paying that forward, right? So your rockstar challengers are the ones who are going to get results and the ones who are going to want to share that, because why not, right? This whole business is about paying it forward and about helping others get results just like you did. So yeah, that's kind of like the big picture, because we want lifers as coaches, right? Like, we don't really, like, sure, having discount coaches is great, but ultimately, like, we want lifetime coaches who are passionate about health and fitness, who are in this for the same reasons that you are, right? Like, who are going to maintain this, not someone who wanted a quick fix in 21 days and then stopped doing their workouts. You want someone who's like, okay, what's the next program? Like, what's the next group? And they're like excited, right? So those are the people that you want to look out for, those people that are excited every month. And then I'm going to look at my notes here because I got a little bit. All right, so we want to, so an idea that you can do as well, if you have a challenger who has been rocking it, you could reach out to them as well. Like, say you've dropped some hints about coaching and they're not, like, maybe they're kind of receptive. An idea you can do is send them a message and be like, hey, next month for our dedicated December group, for example, I'm looking for some extra help. Like, would you mind like helping me with posts and like help run the group with me? And you can kind of invite a challenger. It doesn't have to be a coach, right? You can invite a challenger to help run these groups. And then once they've done a couple posts, like, we all know how like exciting it can be, and like that out of your comfort zone. And then they'll get excited about it and be like, hey, by the way, you just did what a coach does. Have you ever thought about actually joining our team and doing this? And then that's like a good segue in as well. Another one is like challenger spotlights. So say you have a challenger who's killing it, recognize them in the group. So not only a personal message, but you could actually have a little picture of them and be like, challenger spotlight, and then be like, so-and-so has whatever. So if they had messaged you and said anything, like this week, like if you message what goals or what they've done, if they're like, this week I actually drank all my water, or this week I did all my workouts after work, or this week I woke up early and read personal development like you've been recommending for the last 3 challenges, whatever it is. Or maybe they lost some inches or lost some pounds or gained confidence, or their pants fit. You know how challengers will post random non-scale victories or scale victories. Highlight that, and then that gives them like that confidence boost. People are congratulating them, and like it feels good, right? And then you can encourage them, be like, hey, can I like you should post that to your personal page. And that kind of just segues into them reaping the benefits of that public kind of aspect too, because a lot of people are just afraid of coaching because they don't want to have all the attention on them. So you give them like that positive attention, then it kind of like builds them up. And then another thing, so challengers with Shakeology, this is a new thing that I've been doing, and that's kind of how I built myself to diamond so quickly. It was kind of like in a rush because me and Britt were talking and she's like, you need coaches. And then I was like, okay. So I buckled down and I was started to recognize when people's Shakeology were coming up. And because a lot of time you forget, like in the beginning, it was easier. I'd message people right away and be like, hey, just, like next month, like, you're going to get charged for another Shakeology. What are you thinking? Like, do you like it? Do you want to switch flavors? Just to like remind them that they have the option to like switch their flavor and try out something new, or that we can get them a discount on it now. Because a lot of them are close friends of mine. So I'm like, meh, like, let's get you the discount and get it rolling. But I've just started doing that more regularly. So if you go into your coach office and you say like challenger orders or whatever, and it says their names, who's coming up. So message them and be like, hey, I know you love Shakeology. Why not save some money on this? Because really, why not save some money on this? But you don't want to just like focus on the discount, because you don't want to like box people into being a discount coach, because then that's all they'll ever see themselves as, if that makes sense. So if you sign them up for the discount, then you can encourage them like, hey, now you're technically a coach. If you ever wanted to share this with friends or family, pay it forward to somebody else, like you'll start reaping the benefits from that, right? And then you can kind of just like encourage them to share about it, because you might as well, because you technically are a coach. You're not like, don't use that word discount coach. Be like, you can get a discount by becoming a coach. You don't have to do what I do and post every day. But if you wanted to, you could pay it forward and get some like commission off that and join our team calls. And maybe it'll be something that you want to do as a hobby. And I kind of like introduce it as like a hobby thing. Because that way it's less scary. It's not like you're a coach or you're a discount coach, because that's like two extremes, right? So find like that happy medium where they can slowly decide where they want to go with it. So yeah, that's something that I've found works well too, just not boxing them in as discount coaches. Let's see what else I had written down here. Yeah, so I don't know, I think that's like the gist of what I do. So kind of to summarize, you want lifers as coaches. So you want to find your rock star challengers and encourage them to start small and just share and pay it forward. And that's kind of how I like to word it. If you are successful, why not help your family and friends be successful? And sometimes I'll get messages that's like, hey, my friend wants to join. And they're like a rock star challenger. And you're like, actually, like, why don't you sign them up for yourself and then go from there? Because they just lack, like, I don't know, I feel like people don't know that they can be a coach. Like, they know it, but they don't believe it. They're like, they see what we do and they're like, oh, I could never do that, not knowing that it takes time to get there. So if you just encourage them, why don't you sign them up? And then maybe as time goes on, because we all grow, right? Like, you start off not knowing what the hell you're doing. And then as time goes on, your posts get better. You start being more comfortable, like inviting people and talking to people like out in public, your friends and your family, right? The longer you're in it, it's not as scary. So even if you are like, hey, sign up your friends, and then maybe their friends, like, it just grows, right? So you never want to be like, sure, I'll sign up your friend. You want to at least ask, be like, well, did you actually want to maybe try this as a hobby and sign them up yourself and see where it takes you? That's kind of another boat that I'm in right now. So yeah, I think that's kind of my gist of it. Does anyone have like anything that's helped them? Is it possible to get like people unmuted and they can add things if they wanted to? Yeah, because on my team right now, like all of my coaches were first. So it's crazy. So you want to make sure you're signing up new people all the time, even if yeah. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna put you all out here. Do you guys have any questions about that evolvement from challenger to coach, or my story is very similar. Well, it's the exact same as Sam's. Is I didn't go in a challenge group. My very first day as a coach, and Shay, the very first day I was a coach, I was like, boom, I'm in a challenge group, right? Like, it was my first day having Shakeology, first day doing my program, first day becoming a coach. So it was a whole brand new experience to me. So learning that transition period was a big thing as well. And I was like, why doesn't everybody want to do this? And same thing, because you're just like, this is awesome. So exactly, Sam, you had such great points. Find out who your rock stars are, guys. Look at those people who are in challenge groups, who are encouraging others, who are posting every day or pretty close to every day. Because I mean, I looked at my tracker the other day and I totally forgot to post some days, right? Like, find people who are showing up, especially people who are showing up on their social media. It's so crazy to think that we talk ourselves out of inviting people to coaching when honestly, this is the best part of Beachbody. I mean, the challenge groups are awesome, but the fact that we have this community that we get to like hang out with each other on Sunday mornings, from like Winnipeg all the way to like Vancouver and Whistler and BC. I can't remember where you are. You're moving to Whistler. I can't remember. Anyways, just the worst best friend ever. But I mean, like, we're literally the entire prairies, you guys. And it's so cool that regardless if people are wanting to turn this into a massive business. And I think we talked about this on the Diamond Coach call yesterday, Sam. At the leadership conference, Whistler, thank you. We were talking on the leadership call, or Morgan and Virginia, when they were at the leadership conference last weekend, they were chatting. All the top leaders were talking about how they've gotten away from realizing that this is like a part-time side hustle. And I kind of made our live video in our Facebook group yesterday about that, because myself included, same thing with Morgan and Virginia, is everybody turns this into like, this is a massive business that you can do like such crazy, beautiful things with, which it is. But at the same time, like 99.9% of people who are in this business are like side hustling. Like, we have students, we have teachers, like nurses, like we have people who have their main career, and this is a side hustle. And then I kind of was thinking about it. I was like, I think that's why everyone's so like stressed out, because they want to make this like a huge full-time thing right now. And when you're talking to people, be like, hey, do you need extra money for like Christmas presents, or you have money for Christmas presents, but do you want to go and spoil yourself and go get a massage at Christmas? Or like, I don't know, you got to like think of those things, that you don't have to present this as a huge opportunity. It can be simple as the discount or side hustle, little things like that. I don't know. I hope that kind of helps and like takes the pressure off. But does anybody have any questions for Sam, or about challengers to coaches, or just like questions in general of this month and chatting to people, inviting, anything whatsoever?
I was just also going to say, I think it was at Super Saturday when, I don't even remember her name, but it doesn't matter. She was talking about making your challenge groups more like a team page. So, and I'm not doing it this month because me and Sam are running together, but last month I had like leadership boards, so kind of like we do in the team page, but I did it for number of workouts logged that week and number of Shakeos logged that week. So then they got to see like who was at the top, but then I still messaged everyone who like didn't make the board or whatever, and I was like, don't worry, like you still have a whole nother week, you can be at the top like by next week.
That's
and
such a
like,
cool idea.
Yeah, so it kind of helps them keep them accountable, and then it's like, if they were ever to convert to coaches, they kind of already, it's like foreshadowing to like the coaching world.
Totally.
So
and
that's just a cool idea.
Well, exactly. And that was saying what Jamie and Kim Fitzpatrick were talking about, how they have Zoom calls every week in their challenge groups, because when you come as a coach, I was like, what the hell is Zoom? And even like for Shanique, like I saw you commented like right before I signed on, it was this like, is this for like everybody? And FYI, all these like, whenever you see links for coaching and stuff like that in our team page, you guys always hop on this call, in the Just Keep Pushing page, like any link you see to a call, you guys are more than happy to go on and listen to. No one's going to be like, no. I hop on a ton of top elite coaches calls because they have such big teams that they do it on YouTube. So I know what time their team calls are at. So I just go to their YouTube page and listen to their team call, right? Like, I don't know, it's just like extra stuff I get to do. But yeah, always feel free to like hop on these calls. But it's like a cool way to find community. And I think that's what I really enjoy about our team calls. And like, this is like one of probably the most people we've had on a team call in like a while, which is like really cool. I remember not that long ago, we had like me and Shay, and then I like FaceTimed Mac, and then I FaceTimed Sam because I was just like, nobody's here. Let's just all chat to each other. But any other questions you guys have, or statements, or something that you rocked this week that you want to like celebrate with everybody? Okay, if not, this week, since it's Sunday, we've already missed a few days, but that's okay. If you guys don't have your own tracker, so this is probably really good for the new coaches. There is this daily checklist that is super simple. It's linked in our file section, and it's Monday to Sunday, and you basically check off what you get done every day, and it's basically simplified the other trackers that are out there. And it's like, you completed your workout, you did Shakeology, you listened or read PD, you friend requested 3 people, you reconnected to 3 existing friends, invited 3 people to your next challenge group, posted 3 times on social media, and you went outside your comfort zone. I like looked at this the other day and I was like, that just like breaks everything down, makes it super simple, not complex. And I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to do a day. And you could be done this, like, besides your workout and your personal development, you could be done this in like 15, 20 minutes. So if you guys don't have a tracker, I challenge you guys to print this tracker off. Also, today I am revamping. I've been talking to a few coaches, and we are like working together to make a simpler new coach training, which is similar to what Morgan and Virginia have been doing. And taking all the complex parts out of it kind of thing. Because I think as new coaches, it can be very overwhelming. So we're going to focus things very simple, and it's going to be like black and white checklist. This is what you do. Go down this list, and boom, this is what you need to focus on. So that's going to be kind of like my mini project for today. Actually, it's a giant project, weirdly. So I'm going to work on that today. But for those of you who are shooting for Emerald, those of you who are new coaches, coaches who just like need a little dusting off, I strongly suggest you go into that fresh start new coach training that Morgan's doing, because it is amazing. We rarely hear Nicole speak because she's kind of in her own little world, and she posted an amazing video yesterday. I tagged quite a few of you in it. About team cycling and Emerald and coaching and stuff like that. And she broke it down like it was incredible, and shows why she's already been speaking at Beachbody events, because she made it so simple and easy, and it was just a really cool way to listen to it. So that being said, I guess we will wrap up. Anyone have anything else to say? Beautiful. Well, I hope you all have an amazing Sunday. Call to action today is I want you to go and if you are running a challenge group right now, I want you to go and contact 3 people in that challenge group to look into coaching, or whether they want the discount, whatever it is. Talk to them about the coaching opportunity. So 3 people. And for those of you who may not have a challenge group yet because you're brand spanking new, your challenge is to go invite 3 people to the next challenge group. Okay. So as soon as you're done, post a GIF or a GIF. Have we figured out what they are actually called? GIFs? No? Okay. So I'll continue doing that for as long as they're popular. So go post your GIFs in our team page on this thread for this call. As soon as you have talked to 3 people, inviting them to coaching or inviting them to a challenge group, so you can get that done. Okay, so go take 5 minutes right now before you run away and go and do that. But I hope you all have an awesome Sunday. Our next team call is next Sunday. And Mackenzie will be speaking next Sunday. So we will have that, and I think that's all we got on there, guys. So have an awesome Sunday, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.
Yeah.